Okay, let's get into audience questions for the week. The first question is, David, why did so many more minority voters vote Trump in 2020? These are very interesting numbers, and we've talked about a little bit of the why, but as a reminder, from 2016 to 2020, Trump improved 6 points with black men, 3 points with white women, 5 points with black women, 4 points with Hispanic men, 5 points with Hispanic women, and then +7 with Asians and other minority ethnicities. So I think that there's a couple of different things going on. Some of it is strictly mathematical and some of it is more ideological. Let's go to the ideological part first. I've pointed out that in the 2020 campaign, because of the pandemic, Trump getting COVID, the focus being Biden and his socialism and his dementia and all of these different things, by coincidence, not because Trump decided I'm going to be less racist I'm not going to talk about Mexican rapists and all this stuff, but just because Trump was busy with other things, he was less overtly antagonistic to minorities, other than the whole China virus thing, which resonated with a lot of people, actually. So that it's not clear that that really did him much harm. And so by just being distracted with other things, there was less of the overt xenophobia from Trump in 2020 than in 2016. There wasn't none of it. And you can still find many examples, but there was less of it overtly, which probably had some factor. But I believe that the answer to how did Trump gain with minority voters, I think it's actually more of a mathematical thing. Voter turnout in general was much higher in 2020, about 6-7 full points higher. That's millions of people. And it's less in my mind that Trump converted minority voters that voted for Hillary in 2016 and they voted for Trump in 2020. It's that a ton of every demographic group didn't vote at all in 2016. And from that group, Trump was able to get people out in some particular districts, areas, and states. So when I look at the numbers and we have this idea, there are people on the right who say the real racists are the Democrats. And over time, minority voters are going to realize this. They're going to move to the Republican Party. And some of those people are saying these numbers are evidence of it. The fact that Trump gained 6 points with black men and 5 points with black women, et cetera. The other side of it is that this is a one-time sort of an anomalous situation. And that it's really just because turnout was particularly high for everybody. And Joe Biden's margin of victory is what we should be paying attention to, which was a really big margin of victory. I think we just can't resolve it in one election cycle. I think that you have to wait and see what happens in future election cycles. And I don't think it's completely resolved. And we're actually going to talk in the next question about college-educated whites leaving the Republican Party. Like, are they actually leaving? Is it a realignment? What does it mean? A lot of these things are more than one election cycle. There's one other hypothesis, which is one that the right likes. A lot of kind of small government libertarian think tanks like it, which is that they believe minorities are, quote, natural Republicans, that if they were more politically engaged, they would naturally go more towards Republicans, partially because some of them have more religious backgrounds. A lot of Catholic Latin American immigrants, Republicans say, would naturally be Republicans if they had a higher voter turnout. A lot of socially conservative Black Americans would more naturally go to the Republican Party if they had higher voter turnout, were it not for propagandizing and Democrats lying to them and blah, 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 all this different stuff. I think it's just a hard no. I think that, as someone myself who is from Argentina and have seen Latin American Catholicism firsthand, it is not the hard right evangelical Christianity that leads people to vote for people like Ted Cruz. That's not what we're talking about when we talk about most Latin American Catholics. I don't think there's a natural home in the Republican Party for that group. And the idea that Black voters only vote for Democrats because they've been tricked is also, there's absolutely no evidence behind it whatsoever. So I don't buy that hypothesis. We will see in 2022 and 2024, what happens with minority voters. My view is we don't have enough information yet to say whether the gain that Trump saw from minority voters in 2020 means anything long term, or if it's a one-time change because of the particular dynamics of the 2020 election.